today I want to focus and I want to talk about the cons of being an entrepreneur. Now, before you say, Ayana, why are you discouraging people from becoming entrepreneur and financially stable? Hear me out. The reason why I want to focus on the cons of becoming an entrepreneur is because I want you to have an understanding. When I say cons, I am talking about the challenges that comes along with being an entrepreneur, because there are so many challenges that comes with it that it is not spoken about enough. You need to have an understanding of everything that comes with being an entrepreneur, not just the pros, because the pros are not going to help you get through the challenges and the cons that comes along with being an entrepreneur. So let's get into 6 cons of being an entrepreneur. Con 1: there is greater personal responsibility. Now, what this means is, let's just say you have a responsibility to your household, you have a responsibility to your marriage, you have a responsibility to your children. Now, coming and bringing a small business into that mix is just going to add to that responsibility. It is going to add to that responsibility. So if you're already feeling a little high strung on that whole family dynamic responsibility there in itself, just imagine that level of responsibility, that level of personal responsibility you're going to have now when you add your small business on to that, because your small business in itself is going to have so many other responsibilities attached to it. You're going to be wearing so many different hats, especially at the start of your business, especially in the early stages of your business. You're going to be wearing so many hats. You're going to be the marketer, you're probably going to be the legal team, you're going to be the communicator, you're going to be everything that that business needs. You are going to have to be that. You are going to have to pick up that responsibility. So keep that in mind. Becoming an entrepreneur means a greater level of personal responsibility. All right? Con number 2, potential financial risks. Now, you already, again, I'm kind of going to focus on the entrepreneurs that has families, because that in itself is pretty huge, as I said earlier, responsibility. And keeping that in mind, it is also a very huge financial responsibility when you have a family. Not only do you have all your household expenses as a family, you also have that financial responsibility, if there are children in the mix, to your children. So your family in itself is a financial responsibility. When you make that decision to become an entrepreneur, you then have all those financial risks, potential financial risks that fall with having a business that, remember, it ties in to your personal responsibility. It ties in to your financial responsibilities at home, because the risks you obtain in your business as an entrepreneur, it falls onto your family as well. All right? So remember, this is something new you're starting. You're not sure if it's going to be as successful as what you're seeing other entrepreneurs within the niche having. You may not have that success as quickly. You may not have that success at all. And if you don't have that success at all, that is a financial burden that isn't going to just fall on you, the entrepreneur, but your family as well. So just keep that in mind as well when you are making that decision to become an entrepreneur. Con number 3, you're going to have more personal stress. What this means is all the stresses that you already have in your personal life, it's going to be compounded with the stresses you're going to get, the stresses you're going to feel when you are an entrepreneur. So trust me, when you start to feel those financial risks, when you start to get all these additional personal issues coming in addition to your family stresses, it is just going to be so much. All right. And if you are not prepared for all of these things, and you can never be too prepared, but if you don't have an understanding that these are the things that are going to come with it, feeling overwhelmed is an understatement. All right. So keep that in mind. Con number 4, it requires more work hours and it requires more sacrifice. And again, I'm going to stick with my example of an entrepreneur that has a family. I'm talking about husband or wife, children. All right. You have to already make sacrifices, and you already have limited time when it comes to your family. You have, I'm pretty sure you would have a normal 9-to-5 job, and that in itself, takes you away from your family. It already requires you to make certain sacrifices and stuff like that. So that little extra time you would have had after your 9-to-5 and to spend with your family, you now have to take that and dedicate it to growing your business. You have to take that and put that into your business. It requires longer hours. So if you're accustomed working for 8 hours a day as an entrepreneur, this is basically going to probably require you, especially when you are now starting out, it's your business, it's in its early stages, and you're now going up in the different business stages. It is going to require a lot of time. It is going to require probably your full 24 hours a day to this business. So if you're accustomed working 8, be prepared to probably work a full 14 hours day to your business, because you really want to make sure that you're putting it out there. You really want to make sure that it grows and becomes successful. So keep that in mind. Another con is going to be sacrifice and longer work hours. Con number 5. Con number 5 is really about professional networking. Now, again, you have a 9-to-5, you have your family. Where are you going to find the time to really truly network? Now, professional networking is really networking with people within your niche. So for example, for me, I am a digital marketer and I focus on social media marketing, social media managing, and I also touch on business. So when it comes to myself and I'm doing professional networking, I'm going to be networking with other digital marketers. I'm going to be networking with graphic designers, because these are people that I can connect with and work with. And let's just say I get a client and they ask me to manage their social media platform. I am not going to wear the hats of everything. That I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not a graphic designer. I may do my own graphic designs for my business through Canva, but when it comes to my clients, I want to make sure that they have the best. So if I'm networking and I have connections with a graphic designer, I am going to reach out to that graphic designer. I'm going to say, okay, listen, I have a client here. How can you help them obtain a logo for their business? You know, things like that. And this is where networking comes from. If you do not have the time to put towards, or if you do not put the time towards professional networking, your business is not going to grow. Con number 6 is not as drastic as the first 5. Con number 6 would be looking at your competitors within your business niche. So you're going to start looking at your competitors and you're going to start focusing on what they're doing and seeing what would work for you, tweaking it into what your business needs, because following what your competitors are doing doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So you want to make sure, while paying attention to your competitors, you are tweaking what they are doing to ensure that it works for your business in particular, because everyone's business's identity, their brand identity, is going to be different, which means what is working for them is not necessarily going to work for you. So you're going to have to really, again, spend time in understanding your business and then paying attention to your competitors and seeing what you can take, tweak, and let it work for you. All right, guys, so keep those 6 cons in mind when becoming an entrepreneur. So guys, my name is Ayana, and if you are looking for any information or probably any advice when it comes to social media marketing, managing, maybe digital marketing, or anything business wise, leave a comment below and I will do my best to address them. So guys, until next video, happy marketing.